Every year, as the clock strikes midnight on December 31st, billions of people across the globe pause to bid farewell to the past and welcome a future brimming with possibility. But why does this singular moment hold such profound significance? Is it just a date on the calendar, or is there something universally human about marking the transition into a new year? Let's embark on a journey to uncover the rich tapestry of New Year's Eve traditions, the deeper meaning behind this celebration, and the curious phenomenon of New Year's resolutions. We're going to dive deep into the history of this holiday, explore how it's celebrated around the world, and even get a little philosophical about those resolutions we all love to make and sometimes break. So, grab your noisemakers, your party hats, and maybe even a notebook to jot down some thoughts, because we're about to ring in the new year with a fresh perspective. Okay, so we all know New Year's Eve. It's the night of parties, countdowns, and maybe a little too much champagne. But underneath all the confetti and noisemakers, there's something deeper going on, something that resonates with people across cultures and continents. For many, New Year's Eve is more than just a party. It's a symbol of renewal, hope, and transformation. It's a time to hit the pause button on the whirlwind of life, to look back on the year that's passed, and to look forward to the year ahead. It's about acknowledging the chapters that have closed, the lessons learned, and the memories made, both joyous and bittersweet. Think about it. New Year's Eve is a global phenomenon. From the bustling streets of Times Square to the quiet villages nestled in the Himalayas, people are celebrating this transition into a new year. And it's not just about the parties or the fireworks, although those are pretty awesome. It's about the shared human experience of time passing, the bittersweet realization that another year has gone by, and the hope that the next one will be even better. It's the idea that we get a fresh start, a clean slate. It's the chance to leave behind the mistakes and regrets of the past year and step into the future with a renewed sense of purpose and optimism. So, while we're out there celebrating with friends and family, let's take a moment to appreciate the deeper significance of this night. Now let's take a trip around the world, shall we? Because while the feeling of renewal might be universal, the way we celebrate New Year's Eve is anything but uniform. It's a wild, wonderful mix of traditions, each one reflecting the unique culture and history of its people. Let's start in Spain, where they've taken the whole eating your greens thing to a whole new level. As the clock strikes midnight, Spaniards try to stuff 12 grapes, yes, 12ers, into their mouths, one for each chime of the bell. Each grape represents a wish for good luck in the coming year. Now, I'm not sure about you, but my coordination skills are seriously lacking when it comes to that many grapes. But hey, it's all in good fun, right? Next stop, Japan. New Year's, or Ōmisoka as they call it, is a deeply spiritual occasion in Japan. Buddhist temples across the country ring their bells 108 times, a number believed to cleanse people of 108 earthly desires and sins. Talk about a fresh start. Families gather to eat toshikoshi soba, long buckwheat noodles symbolizing longevity and resilience. Slurping is encouraged, by the way. From the serene to the slightly chaotic, let's hop over to Denmark. In Denmark, people literally smash their way into the new year. No, seriously, it's a tradition to throw plates and dishes against the doors of your friends and neighbors. It's all in good fun, though, as the broken shards are said to bring good luck. The more shards, the luckier you are. Now let's head to Brazil, where the celebrations are a vibrant fusion of culture and spirituality. Many Brazilians dress in white for peace and prosperity. As the clock strikes 12, they head to the beaches to toss flowers and offerings into the ocean, paying homage to Iemanjá, the goddess of the sea, for blessings in the coming year. From grape gobbling in Spain to plate smashing in Denmark, these traditions highlight our shared human desire to mark the passage of time. Now, let's talk about those New Year's resolutions, the ones we make with the best of intentions, full of hope and determination, only to sometimes see them fizzle out by February. Hey, no judgment here, we've all been there. But seriously, the tradition of making resolutions is ancient, dating back thousands of years. The Babylonians, those pioneers of organized civilization, were among the first to make resolutions at the start of their new year, which coincided with the spring planting season. They'd make promises to their gods to return borrowed objects, pay off debts, and generally get their lives in order. I guess some things never change, huh? The Romans, always ones for a good party and a fresh start. adopted similar customs. They'd make resolutions to Janus, the two-faced god of beginnings, transitions, time, duality, doorways, passages, and endings. Talk about a multitasker. It was all about setting the right tone for the year ahead. Fast forward a few millennia, and here we are, still making resolutions. But they've evolved from promises to deities to personal goals. We vow to eat healthier, exercise more, learn a new language, travel more, finally clean out that cluttered closet. You know the drill. But why do we do it year after year? Why do we put so much pressure on ourselves to change at the start of a new year? Well, psychologists have a theory for that. It's called the fresh start effect. The idea is that temporal landmarks, like the start of a new year, a birthday, or even a Monday, create these psychological dividing lines in our minds. They give us a sense of a fresh start, a clean slate, which makes us more motivated to pursue our goals. Think about it. January 1st feels like a blank page in the book of our lives. It's a chance to rewrite our stories, to create a new narrative for ourselves. A philosophical viewpoint. Do resolutions work? Now for the million-dollar question. Do New Year's resolutions actually work? Well, the answer, as with most things in life, is a little complicated. You see, studies show that while a large percentage of people make resolutions, some estimates say up to 50%, the success rate is significantly lower. Some studies suggest only about 10% of people who make resolutions actually keep them for the entire year. So, why do so many resolutions fail? Well, there are a few common pitfalls. First, we often set unrealistic expectations. We aim for dramatic transformations overnight when lasting change takes time, effort, and a whole lot of patience. It's like trying to climb Mount Everest in flip-flops, not exactly a recipe for success. Second, we often lack a solid plan. We have these grand visions of who we want to be or what we want to achieve, but we don't break them down into smaller, actionable steps. A goal without a plan is just a wish, as they say. And sometimes our resolutions stem from external pressure rather than genuine internal desire. We feel like we make certain changes because society, our families, or even that fitness influencer we follow on Instagram tells us to. But if the motivation isn't coming from within, it's much harder to stay committed. From a philosophical perspective, resolutions highlight our complex relationship with time. We have this linear perception of time, with the new year representing a fresh start. But real change doesn't always adhere to our neatly defined timelines. It's messy, it's non-linear, and it often takes longer than we'd like. Resolutions also reveal our ongoing struggle with self-discipline. A call to action, rethinking resolutions. So if traditional resolutions often fall short, how can we approach the new year with a renewed sense of purpose and intention? What if, instead of focusing on specific, measurable goals, we shifted our mindset? What if this year we reframe resolutions around themes, around overarching values that we want to cultivate in our lives? Instead of vowing to lose 10 pounds or learn to speak fluent Italian, though those are great goals, what if we focused on embodying qualities like gratitude, presence, and kindness? Imagine starting each day with a moment of reflection, acknowledging the good things in your life, no matter how small. That's a resolution focused on gratitude. Or imagine making a conscious effort to be more present in your interactions, to put down your phone, to really listen to the people around you. That's a resolution focused on presence. Think about approaching each day with an open heart, looking for opportunities to spread kindness, whether it's through a simple act of generosity, a listening ear, or a warm smile. That's a resolution focused on kindness. These themes aren't about checking boxes or achieving specific outcomes. They're about cultivating qualities that enrich our lives and the lives of those around us. They're about becoming the best versions of ourselves, not through external achievements, but through internal transformation. When we focus on embodying these values, the pressure to achieve specific outcomes lessens. Instead of chasing after external validation, we find fulfillment in the journey itself, in the daily practice of living in alignment with our values. Chapter 6, Closing Thoughts, the Beauty of the New Year. So, as we stand on the cusp of a new year, let's remember that New Year's Eve is more than just fireworks and champagne, more than resolutions and countdowns. It's a celebration of time itself, the past, the present, and the infinite possibilities of the future. It's a reminder that while we can't control everything that happens in our lives, we always have the power to choose our response. We can choose to approach the future with fear or with hope, with cynicism or with optimism. And maybe, just maybe, that choice makes all the difference. The beauty of the new year lies in its blank canvas, in the promise of a fresh start, in the opportunity to rewrite our stories and to redefine what's possible. It's a chance to embrace the unknown, to step outside of our comfort zones, and to create a year that's even more meaningful and fulfilling than the last. Happy New Year. So, there you have it. A whirlwind tour of New Year's Eve, from its ancient roots to its modern-day significance. We've explored traditions, pondered resolutions, and maybe, just maybe, gained a fresh perspective on this global celebration. I hope this video has left you feeling inspired to embrace the new year with a sense of purpose, gratitude, and maybe even a little bit of magic. Because no matter what challenges lie ahead, we face them together, united by the simple yet profound act of turning the page to a new chapter. As always, thank you for watching, and here's to a happy, healthy, and hope-filled new year. Dear FTBA, don't forget to be awesome.